Hi, this is a video 4 of 5 videos which I'm producing to explain the 5 tips on how to deal with the effects of stress. In this video I'm going to talk about the importance of focusing down and basically being present in the moment, because in reality there's no other time apart from the present moment. I understand that we humans, we see time in a linear format, which means that we think there's a past, there's of course a present moment, and of course there's a future. All this is perfectly correct. However, what we experience at any moment in time during our lives is a present moment. That is what we cognitively know. Right, at this moment I can see around, I can feel, and I'm sitting down, and so on and so forth. And I can only be talking about the present moment. But what is most important is to actually maximize your experiences in the present moment. A lot of people, including myself, is governed by what has happened in the past, which then dictates my experiences of the present moment and unfortunately dictates my thoughts and emotions and how I program my conscious mind going forward to either experience the same things or something similar in the future. The mastery of all that is to reverse all that, or reverse engineer all that, and to use the present moment to focus on what you want, and only on what you want, which I've touched upon in my previous video, in which I was explaining about the self-belief and personal empowerment. The reason why that is important is because unless you take the reins of your life, which is basically your thoughts and your emotions, the danger is that you will be unfortunately repeating a lot of stuff that you've already witnessed in your life, in your nows going forward in the future. And that is basically like a hamster going around in its wheel, and the importance in all that is to get out of the wheel and smell the coffee and then say to yourself, no, I want to do different things, and I want to use my now in a way that will enhance me in every way that I want to enhance myself. So how are we going to do that? The most important thing is to learn to sort of relax physically and mentally. And I've already explained and showed how to do that in my video number 2. That is a very, very important thing to do. That's actually the base point of anything. Of course, in my programs that I teach and my courses, I give a lot more examples, a lot more exercises which are evolving in terms of the complexity and of course, the meaning gives to my clients and the outcomes, of course. But the basic component of all that is already explained. So that's one thing. Another thing as well is to understand your lifestyle. And why that is important? Because everything is interconnected. Your thoughts and your body respond to how your body is conditioned at this particular moment. And the reason why that is because everything is, as I've explained, is controlled by the subconscious mind. And if you do not have a so-called healthy lifestyle, your body will only function, or will function as good as you're actually feeding it and looking after it. That's a very simple equation. If you look after your body in the best possible way, i.e. give it sort of the correct food, nutrition, sort of water intake, sleep, physical exercising, rest and relaxation, and of course good dose of energizing positive feelings that it needs in order to regenerate itself correctly, it will sort of provide you with the best of everything there is. And the athletes are the primary example of that. They really look after their bodies in the best possible way because they know that their bodies are the actual sort of vehicles that will help them deliver what they want to deliver. but the drivers of that particular vehicle is their minds. So they at the same time condition their minds and their bodies in order to achieve the results they're looking to achieve. However, there is no difference between what athletes do and what people in everyday life do. Even if you go to the office and so on and so forth, you need to look after your body in the best possible way, because if you don't, your unconscious mind is going to be busy resolving a lot of issues that it has at the moment in order for it to be healthy. And as it does that, depending on how busy it is, proportionally less you will have the ability to focus on now and being able to make and live in a particular moment. And if you're doing something important, to be able to make correct decisions and experience certain things in the way that you want to experience them. So, if you have, to give an example, if you have a well-fed body, rested body, well sort of watered, sort of really relaxed and everything, your present moment is going to be not only enjoyed more, but you will also be far more productive at whatever you're doing. Controversially, if on the other hand you're not eating correctly, you're eating too many processed food, too many sugary products and foods, you're not drinking enough water, you're drinking too much alcohol, you're not having enough sleep, you're overly stressed, and also you don't do much about your relaxation, your body is not going to be in a very good state. I'm sorry to say that, but that's the fact. So, as the body is a biological sort of mechanism, it needs to be running smoothly, because all the components are not there for it to run smoothly. It has to do something to repair itself on a regular basis. This is what the unconscious mind does. So depending on the level of damage that you have at the moment caused by the irregular lifestyle, as I explained, you are going to be that much less effective in whatever you do. So that is one of the things that I teach, and I do pay a lot of attention in my in my trainings and in my program. I deliver my program with my clients, because through the reconditioning of the body, you're actually reconditioning your mind and your ability to perform. And naturally, stress response is a direct product of your body being out of balance. And also, stress comes from your inability to focus down and to enjoy the moment and be productive in the way that you want to be productive. But you being so-called less productive, it takes you longer time to do certain jobs that you would want to finish a lot earlier, and as it takes you a longer period of time, it's accumulating with other things that are piling up. And that being the case, as you can see things coming into your visual screen, that stresses you more. Apart from the fact you're stressed because it takes you longer to do something you already need to be doing now, which is caused by your body's inability or your subconscious mind inability to deal with whatever you need to do now cognitively, as well as to what it's working on to resolve subconsciously at your subcellular level. So, importance of focusing on now is not only through your mental and cognitive abilities, which of course is number one skill, which is normally teach in my courses, but it's also helped enormously by your lifestyle. I hope I have explained this in a way that you can understand. And in the next sort of video, which is the last video, we'll be talking about the most important part for anyone is how to be happy.